Um, Someone posted a question that I hear quite frequently, which is to do with attracting celebrities to your business. Um, this individual is looking for some creative strategies to attract local celebrities to partner um, with a beauty brand, doing promos in the store, that type of thing. What are some creative strategies to get celebrities to participate? Doing in-store appearances and various other on-site high visibility pieces in conjunction with a brand. And this would apply not to just beauty product salon retail store. It applies across the board for any brand. You know, the idea is how do you do this without paying them a huge fat check? Well, the short answer is in some instances you simply won't be able to. I've talked about this before in other mediums. Exposure is a dirty word. And in all honesty, celebs don't need exposure. If they needed exposure, they wouldn't be celebs. So, keeping that in mind, you're not going to sell a celebrity on participating or endorsing, officially or unofficially, a brand of any sort, unless there's something beneficial in it for them. I mean, and that would go the same for a non-celebrity, even a B2B relationship, business-to-business relationship. Unless it's mutually beneficial in a really measurable way, why do it? So that said, some things to think about that would make your brand an attractive fit. I would do some research on celebrities that are interested in and or have positions on what it is you guys offer. So in this instance, it's a beauty supply piece. And I don't know a lot. I'm just going off this one post here. So, look for celebs that are involved and or are known for, upkeep and beauty interests and that type of thing. Eliminate the rest. You probably don't want to get a football player celebrity in there. What's the point if they don't use the products or would never have used the products? It's not going to serve you much of a purpose. The celebrity's making a statement by being present, and whether it's paid endorsement or not, they're basically saying, I'm here and thus I approve of this product or service, without actually documenting that. It doesn't have to be a commercial on TV for Nike in order for it to be an endorsement, even though that's more latent. That's what they're saying by being on the premises. And or indicating that they patron that product. Again, either way, it's an endorsement. Free press and PR in exchange for is not really an inviting opportunity. There's lots of celebrities that don't want press. They get press all the time. They get paparazzi chasing them down. And half of them want to avoid the press if they're well established. Now, if they have a problem, if they've had a recent PR nightmare, legal troubles, bouncing back from something, then maybe they'd want some positive press. Celebrities are going to be more apt to get involved, hopefully, and in my experience, with their community or a mission or something bigger. So, my strategy for you on this, which I would normally charge an arm and a leg for, but I'm going to give it to you for free because I love you and I know who you are. I would think about that. I would think about incorporating the community. And you're going to hear this from me all the time, and people will say, I'm a broken record, but so what? Get the community involved. If you want to have an event, you want some celebs to come out, pick a cause that the celebs are already involved with. Have them come and support it. There's tons of celeb-run organizations that are out there, some of which are reputable and are really, really, really doing great things in their community, and some of which are just big old fat tax shelters and falsified. We care about our communities, and I know which is which, and that's fabulous. I love having that knowledge. But, turning back to your community is always an awesome way to engage that demographic, whether it be in sports, entertainment, music, film, television. There's usually, and in Atlanta, there's a plethora of organizations that have celebrity support. I would start talking to the EDs of those organizations and seeing whether or not the establishment you're speaking of could host something to benefit that. The other piece would be to contact the celeb-run organizations directly, speaking to their executive directors and showing a benefit to whoever they serve. So, if it's a girls group in an underprivileged community who never gets to do their hair, doesn't have the money to buy these products, well, what is the owner of the business willing to give away to benefit that group to in turn get the press that they need? Because really the establishment needs the press more than anybody else. But the benefit to that and how it's mutually beneficial is, one, the organization gets some PR, the facility gets some PR, and the celeb piece is really just an added bonus. I mean, plenty of businesses thrive in this country without having a celeb endorsement, tie-in, affiliation of any sort. But that's one way to create that traffic, because it's going to be a very hard pitch to tell a celebrity who is paying likely a very hefty fee for their publicist to manage their affairs, to get them press when they want it, to make sure they don't have press when they don't want it. And that's that person's job to create it when it's needed. So rarely are opportunities like that going to work out in that particular fashion. However, there are ways to engage that group, the entertainment market, and have them participate. And that's just a few of them. And you know how to get in touch with me, so you can call me and you can ask me and tell you some more. But basically, I would go the community route because it's excellent positioning for the company that you're speaking of. And anybody who supports that organization, as well as the kids or whatever the organization represents, whatever their mission is, all the people they serve will then know about the business as well. So it's a grassroots brand awareness campaign. It's the one I always go to because there's so many legs to it. There's so much benefit to it. There's so much positivity that comes out of an activity like that, where you're engaging your community. And when you are creating brand awareness in a conscious, philanthropic way. And a lot of the Atlanta area entertainment industry and celebrities are involved in philanthropy. So that would be your most genuine, authentic way to engage without having to pay someone to come in. And or you put some marketing strategies around having a celebrity clientele for the business, and they'll come just to support you because you did a good job, or because the business did a good job or serves them well. That takes a little bit longer to establish unless you're facilitating or building upon strategic relationships you already have, unless the owner of the business and or somebody involved with the business has tie-ins to the celeb community, and there always has to be some give and take. But the lesson to be learned here is it has to be mutually advantageous, and exposure is a dirty word. It's a horribly dirty word, and it's a really dirty word for the celeb market because, unless they've had a fall from grace, they don't need you the way you need them. So, or the way you think you need them. And that's a question I always ask people when they ask me about celebrity engagement, getting celebrities involved in their stuff. There are some very real reasons why having celebrities involved is beneficial, but my thought is why? Why do you want a celebrity involved? Think about that, and think about all the connotations that come along with that celebrity. What have they done in their past that could eventually reflect on your brand? Brand integrity is paramount to everything, so make choices wisely. But those are those two things that I would think would be the best, and of course the number one of which, coming from me, you're always going to hear this: engage your community, and everything else will fall into place as it should. So, but if you need more info, hit me up. Bye.